Hello and welcome along to the Project Cars 2 Virtual Racing League in association with West Wales Karting, our joint partner for this league, of course. West Wales Karting down in Haverfordwest in Pembrokeshire, well worth a visit, and a lot of the drivers in this league are very familiar with that track as well, having raced there. And as you can see on the screen there, a few of the karts flashing through. What a glorious circuit. Indoor venue, and super grippy actually as well, most of the time, apart from of course when all the weather starts blowing in through the front of the hangar then, and yeah, could be on an outdoor circuit then, bits of rain on the moisture on the track. But anyway, here today, racing in PS4 League at Red Bull Ring National Circuit. It's round 2 of the Ford F-150 pickup trucks, and very excited to see how they get on here today after a very thrilling and close Mojave Coyote Noose round in the opening round of this championship, where I think we'll have to wait and see in a second if my maths are correct. Lucan McGee is near the top there after claiming a win or two. No, it's Mike Gunnan, so my maths weren't correct. Mike Gunnan is leading the way after finishing a close second in the previous championship to Stuart Davis. So he's taken an early march there on Montium Simomo. Good to see him back up in the front running positions as well. Joint on points there, that's Lucan McGee, there he is, joint on points. Ahead of Stuart Davis, our reigning champion. Alex Brown there, all in the mix too, and Matt just behind. So today at Austria, national layout here, so not the full one. 1.45 miles, 6 turns, and it's a fantastic track for overtaking it as well. Long straights, bit of crestiness rating going on there too, ups and downs, and it'll be really exciting to see these pickup trucks in action as over the high curbs. And away they go now on the straight as a rolling start as ever, and a random grid starting position of course, and it's Lucan McGee leading the way just ahead of Icebreaker. Oh, Lucan McGee trying to crowd Icebreaker off the track there in turn 1, and I think that's going wide there, possibly Del Boy maybe, I'm not quite sure. In the yellow car could have been Del Boy or Pixie actually, it could have been. Anyway, Icebreaker still looking for a way through here on Lucan McGee, and they're banging wheels. Oh, and someone else going wide in the background there. Icebreaker looking, throwing that truck in. Yeah, very unstable there at the rear. And Mike just holding back there, waiting to pick his way through this carnage. The championship leader, Wisehead, and he's waiting for his way through. And now side by side they go. And Luke McGee's the outside, but Icebreaker's got the inside line as they head into the very fast penultimate corner. And Mike's looking for a way through. And I think Icebreaker's taking the lead now from Luke McGee, and Luke McGee's trying to fight back. He's got a good run out of the last corner, and the cameraman's quite interested on the Tag Her sign. I don't know if he's got one of those watches, maybe he's being sponsored by them, but anyway, here comes the action, and on the grass now as well is that Stuart Davis, I think it might be, trying to attack Del Boy, and Icebreaker's having to go defensive once again now from Lucan McGee as he tries to fight back and try and get that lead back off Icebreaker. But here he comes now down the inside. So great action, almost 3 abreast, with in the background as well, Del Boy and Stuart Davis fighting away. But it's Mike who's still got the lead from Lucan McGee, and then Del Boy. It looks like Icebreaker's falling back though. And joining me in the commentary box is Alex.
Yeah, thanks Sam. Big crash. It looks like Icebreaker was coming back on. I think made contact there with Stu Davis. Unfortunate really. But I was going to say it was quite a clean first couple of laps until then. As you see Matt in 6th, ahead of Pixie in 7th, not too far ahead. But looks like massive understeer in that truck he's having. They're big old things, and imagine they're quite tricky to get around the corners. So you see, I guess the cameraman's sponsor again. But we got Del Boy right in the slipstream of Mike in 2nd there, punching a massive hole in the ear of these things, so imagine it's beneficial as you can just see the really bad understeer. They're trying to get it in, the thing just wants to go hill climbing.
Yeah, that's a good point actually, with the aerodynamic drag that these things have around a circuit like this with long straights. It could actually help keep the field a little bit closer together with the slipstreaming, could be a big factor here.
Yeah, really big factor, especially with the 2 long straights. As you just see the body roll, it probably feels like it's going to tumble over. So you see Stu there manhandling the car nicely. Head of Icebreaker, only just though, 2 seconds between those two. Mike in 2nd now as Loopy goes massive wide, and looks like he hit the breaker board there, and that unsettled him weirdly.
Yeah, as we wait for the battling trucks now to come over the start-finish line, and yeah, like you're saying, it just really unsettled the truck there. I was going to say car, but it's not, is it? It's a truck. And yeah, and but he's still up there, he's still fighting away, and we've seen him have excellent pace in round 1. And he was battling with Stuart Davis too. It was very unlucky in round 1 actually with Stuart Davis, but he's down in 4th now. And here comes Luke McGee on the inside of Mike, and pushes Mike a little bit wide in the green car. So the blue machine now takes over the lead. That Scottish blue car of the Scotsman Luke McGee now into the lead, just ahead of Mike. But Mike is not going to, I think, just yield too easily. He's going to fight back, because we've seen him have excellent pace himself as well in the opening round.
Yeah, he seems definitely at home in these, as we see Stu in, surprisingly, not an orange truck. That's usually his go-to colours, but in the silver liveried machine. In 4th, a bit lonely at the moment, unless Icebreaker can catch up. You can just about see him in the rearview mirror there. Nice and neat and tidy. Doesn't hit the apex, but you can't really blame him trying to lug around, what are these, Sam, 2.5 ton, 3 ton trucks?
Yeah, they're at least 2 tons, possibly a little bit more than that, 2.5 tons. So yeah, something like that, Alex. But you can see them really diving on the brakes. Look at that. And maybe he's trying to avoid the apex a little bit because of those high curves. You could go two-wheeling in these things if you're not careful.
Yeah, imagine they don't race these every day of the week, because Mike's caught up nicely there in the good old John Deere looking liveried Ford alongside Loopy, very close there. Loopy will have the advantage. You can probably just push him wide, but to remount with these and go onto the Astro. It looks like Astro, but it looks like he's got him around the outside. That's a fantastic move by Mike there.
Yeah, an absolutely excellent move, and fair play as well. Luke McGee left him plenty of room, racing room, and they know that it's a relatively long evening of racing they got here. 3 10-minute races, and they don't want to be losing points here because they're 1st and 2nd at the moment, and a little bit of a gap there back to Del Boy. So they're in a really strong position here, especially with Stuart Davis struggling down there in 4th at the moment. But having said that, they're going to go for the win, of course, because well, they're racing.
Yeah, even though it's 3 races, every point counts. So it's all fast and furious, well, fast-ish. As we see Del Boy now catching up, he's only 3 seconds behind the yellow machine, and Stu's caught up nicely as well. He's really flying along.
Yeah, he's building his way into this race, is Stuart Davis. He's done a 102.7 the last time around. He's 5 seconds off the lead, and that compares to a 103.9 for leader Mike. We're looking at him now in the green machine. He is just a second or so ahead of Loopy at the moment. But yeah, if they do start battling too hard, we could see the rest of the pack come towards them in the latter stages. But of course, they are only 10-minute races, so they really have to get on with it. They're very much sprint races, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely sprint races. They're only 10 minutes long, so it's hell for leather, essentially, in these things. Pack seems to be closing up a bit as the 2 faster drivers behind are really closing in there. So, and there's Icebreaker really throwing the car in the background there, but Stu's definitely caught up with Del Boy for 3rd, so this could be a good fight for the podium, and who knows, if Stu gets past, he could even challenge for 2nd or 1st.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he's got the pace to do that if he can find a way past Del Boy relatively quickly here. But we know how difficult Del Boy is to overtake, and he's placing that truck in the middle of the slack circuit now. Very good defending down into there because there's nowhere for Stu to go. But he's a bit out of shape here. Stu's going to come down. Oh, and the slam, and there's an accident, and they're in the pit entry almost, and now they're both facing the wrong way. And Stuart Davis is coming across the track there, very lucky not to get T-boned by someone coming around there. And who's that closing in at a rate of knots? And now we're back with the leaders. This is Luke McGee having a go now on Mike down into turn 1. And he's got the inside line up into the curb there. And he takes the lead. Fantastic manoeuvre there from Luke McGee. And Mike now will have the slipstream though, so let's see if he can fight back. These two are very evenly paced. And where's Stuart now? He's in 3rd, so he has actually benefited from that. But he's got Icebreaker all over him now.
Yeah, it's all over the back of him. Lights ablaze, so he won't get past. Oh, he's dived for it. That's very brave. He's on the inside. Good thing they're 4-wheel drives. You can see he's just throwing the vehicle, trying to get the back end loose, so it just rotates a bit better. but it looks like it just lost out there because Stu managed to pull away. But battle for the lead, Mike having a sniff, not quite making it, but he's showing he's there with Loopy in front, just putting the pressure on, constantly looking for that gap, but Loopy's closing the door on him. But this is where he'll get the main chance at the end of the straight. Massive amount of slipstream in these things, which will help. Loopy will be breaking the air. And if he just breaks late, dives out, which it looks like he's doing on the inside, Loopy gives him plenty of room, allows him to run out wide, so he'll have a tighter line. But Mike's done it. Fantastic move.
Yeah, an icebreaker still all over the back of Stuart Davis here. And I'm surprised actually Stuart hasn't given that position back, because I'm surprised he's not under investigation for that one, if I'm honest. But I mean, yeah, icebreaker now, he's got a real shot at the podium after falling away from the front runners earlier on. He's now back up there fighting right at the closer stages of this race now, so it's all to play for. The top three is anyone's guess at the moment which order they're going to finish in, because Luke McGee and Mike are still absolutely going for it, with some excellent overtaking manoeuvres between the pair of them actually there. And we're looking at Matt now. It looks like he's just ahead of Pixie, so these two, old rivals of course, from previous championships, they're battling away too, so they're fighting as if it is for the win at the moment.
Yeah, it's all close battles for the lead, for last position. It's good old racing this, but these two are the breakaway stars. They're 5 seconds or 6 seconds ahead of anyone else, so it really is these two going right at it. And you have to imagine Loopy will try and fight back. He's only half a second. May not go for the dive here. I think he'll be too far back unless there's a mistake. And ooh, looks a bit of a mistake there from Mike, so there was a chance. He tried to get the truck in, but the back loosened up, and that allowed Loopy to catch up nicely. But you can see that they're quite drift happy, these trucks. There's not much weight in the back.
Yeah, really throwing the thing around there is Luke McGee. He's got a great run here, but he's not quite alongside. Is he going to back out of this one? It's going to be very brave if he goes for this. Is he going for it? He is going for it. And Mike just about leaves him some room. Oh, and they're smashing door handles and wing mirrors. Oh, still smashing door handles and wing mirrors. Oh, and round! That's Mike round through the advertising boards. You could just see that was going to happen at some point there with contact between the pair of them. And Stuart Davis now goes up into second position, and he really benefits from that. But such a shame for Mike there. Just a little bit too much contact in the end, and round he went through the advertising boards. Luke McGee will be looking at his wing mirrors now, quite relieved, I would imagine, that he's not there anymore. What would you say, racing incident, that one, or?
Yeah, just loads of door banging, got on the grass, no grip in, round she goes, so racing incident would say. Probably learned from that now for one of the other races if he's in the same situation, but he's down to fourth, right one icebreaker's tail, so he'll try and at least get a podium. Oh no, that was the last corner.
I just realised that as well. But yeah, that was like right coming up to the line then. I mean, that's why Luke McGee absolutely went for it, and that's why we saw so much aggression after some fantastic racing between the two of them without hardly any contact all race. But then, of course, came to crunch time, and eventually there was a bit of crunching. But Stuart Davis there in second, Icebreaker third there. Very relieved probably to get third. Mike Gunnin unfortunately in fourth, but still some good points there, and still very much in the championship hunt. So, race 2, let's see what this looks like then. Stuart Davis starting on pole ahead of Matt and Pixie. Some great starting positions for those two, and away they go now. The green flag drops, and they're all side by side. There's some great starts going on here, but they're rubbing door handles already, coming into turn 1 now, and it's Matt who's got the lead. Fantastic, Matt's got the lead from Stuart Davis's round. Stuart Davis's round from Delboy now. Contact from Delboy, and it's Icebreaker second, and Luke McGee's in third ahead of Pixie. And Delboy and Mike's down there in 6th at the moment, and Stuart Davis is all the way back to last position. It's gone really wrong for Stuart Davis in this one now, but yeah, the good news for him is at least it's right at the start, so he's got plenty of time to make amends. And around they go now to complete the first lap, almost coming to the last couple of corners. You can see Icebreaker flashing his lights away there, trying to get through on Matt. Is he going to go for the inside here? Matt knows he's there. He's given him plenty of room, a little bit too much room, very lenient from Matt there. Maybe he's thinking he's not really in the same race today. Icebreaker goes through into the lead. Luke McGee's looking for a way through now, and I think he's going to get through there. We'll have to wait because the cameraman, of course, is sponsored by Tag Her, so we're having a look at the advertising board, and here they come, down the straight. So it's Icebreaker. Luke McGee has got past now, and he's got the inside line at least, and it looks like Delroy as well is going to have a go too on Pixie by the looks of it. Oh, he's taken Matt as well. Fantastic. Double overtake there from Matt. Did he just tag Luke McGee in the back there? No, not quite. What do you make of that, Alex?
Yeah, really frantic first lap. Stu's really unlucky, but I guess it's the nature of it as we see Matt now up in fourth. Good position for him, but Icebreaker not quite running away. Loopy still in touch and distance, but it's a neat little group that's forming here.
Yeah, they're all staying relatively close. I think that was Stuart Davis being a bit ragged in the back there. I mean, it does tend to be the case. You drop back and you start overdriving. We've seen it lots of times. But Stuart Davis was very experienced, and I'm sure he'll make his way back to the front at some point. But Mike is down there in 6th at the moment, with Luke McGee up there in 2nd. So it's looking very nice for the Scotsman at the moment, this round. And a little bit of tagging going on there. I think that was Pixie and Matt having a little bit of a debate over who's going to be... Oh, it's Mike. Mike's had an incident. What's happened? And Matt is down in 7th. Unseen there by the cameraman who was too keen on tag her. Not quite sure what happened there.
It looked like there was a tag in the back and 3 of them got collected, but hopefully there'll be a replay of that, as we didn't quite see it, we just saw the aftermath. But that's disastrous there for those two.
A tag her.
Yeah, you could say that. As you see, Icebreaker really throwing the truck about. You'd think he'd be a bit more cautious trying to catch Loopy up, but I guess he finds the best way to drive these is to actually get sideways. But let's see if he's catching up. It looks like he is with the slipstream, but he's bringing Del Boy along with him, so it's almost like tandem drifting with these two. That's brilliant car control as Del Boy uses the scenic route, takes out the brake marker, but there's definitely...
that will please a few of them.
Yeah, especially Stu, that's usually his number one rule, not to hit the brake board. But you see Icebreaker...
Yeah, fighting on the bumper now with Icebreaker. He's looking at the back of Luke McGee, seeing every little movement that truck makes. Oh, and slam into the back there. Big contact, and this Del Boy are going to take advantage from this. He's right in the background there. He's not quite close enough this time though to do it. I don't think someone goes very wide in the background there. Not sure who that was. Into turn 1, but Icebreaker with that flame in front of his car is still looking for a way through. It's a 3-way fight for the lead still at the moment. Look how sideways he's getting. Alex, is it a tendency for these cars to understeer so that the drivers have to feed in throttle in order to sort of get the front in, or is it just the fact that they are tail happy sort of mid-apex?
Well, there's no weight in the back of them as they're pickups, so, and all the weight's in the front, so you imagine they are pushing on, but then to get them... Ooh, that's really unlucky for Icebreaker. I think he just slowed up a bit and Delway just tagged him, so hard to say if that's a race incident. I'll have to see that again, but it's put him up to 2nd though. Yeah,
it looks a bit like he was following close, wasn't he, to Icebreaker, and Icebreaker has been a little bit tail happy and drifty, let's say, and it just happened, and yeah, I guess he couldn't back out of it, so possibly a racing incident. We'll have to see a replay. But either way, he hasn't lost too much time. He's still in the battle there. He's got his good friend Stuart Davis behind him now too. Of course, these two race each other on the Xbox League as well, as does Luke McGee as well, as does Alex Brown as well sometimes, who's not here in this race today. But I don't know what Icebreaker's doing. He's saying hello to the barrier there a little bit. And he looks like he's struggling a little bit at this stage of the race. And Stuart Davis is going to have a little look through now. And he's on the curb and he's looking for a way through and rubbing wheels, and he gets through, I think. Yes, he is. Stuart Davis, great manoeuvre there, opportunistic. Saw his rival struggling slightly coming out of there and goes through. And he's looking back through on the inside now. His Icebreaker. Oh, big contact. That was a bit of a dive and a half, wasn't it, from Icebreaker? Stuart Davis just turned in, not expecting it. And cut straight across the grass and back along with it. But he's going to get a great run out of there now with Stuart Davis if he's anywhere near Del Boy.
Yeah, it's a good thing the FIA aren't looking into this race with the track limits that are going on, because Stu made a massive gains on Del Boy in 2nd there. But it's helped him either way, as he's right on the... very sideways there, and that could let Icebreaker on the outside. Can't quite see him. Where is he? He's still behind just, but that allowed Del Boy to get away. But you can see there's quite a bit of difference in driving styles. You got Icebreaker just throwing the car about, lorry about, getting the back ends sliding to get around the corners, and you got Stu with quite a neutral, a bit more understeery type of driving. That seems to benefit him, and then some of the others just full understeer. So it's quite interesting to watch this.
It is, and of course Stuart Davis is on the controller. That's where you can see that sort of seesaw action going on when we're riding on board there at the steering wheel. Whereas Loopy McGee riding on board earlier is on the rig setup, isn't he? And you can see a lot more sort of fluid action going on. So it might be easier to drift the car. So it could be a little bit of mixture of what kind of setup they're running, whether it's a pad or not, and their driving styles combined. And Stuart Davis now having a little look down the inside of Del Boy, who turns in, and more contact. There's a bit of a dive from Stuart. Del Boy didn't see it coming, and contact now is 3 wide almost, or not quite, because Icebreaker's really going off now. He's spinning
gone.
and spinning, and he's facing the wrong way. And Stuart Davis goes through now on Del Boy, but Del Boy's going to look to fight back by the looks of it in the yellow car, in the yellow truck. And but Stuart Davis, I think, just about confirms that position. Icebreaker's down to 5th as a result, and there's Mike. We haven't seen him for a while. He's up to 4th now.
Yeah, he's back. It's all action with Icebreaker. You swear there's something wrong with that car the way he's driving it. But yeah, he's all over the shop, and that's going to allow Pixie to catch up. It's almost like he's got ice for tyres on that thing. But now got Pixie on the grass. Will he have a look on the outside? No, very well blocked off by Icebreaker there, who drifts it in. See a nice panning shot there, but I think Pixie went round. He must have just caught him, and that sent him, so that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, very. He's still ahead of Matt though, his key rival at the moment, so that's good news for Pixie. Only 7 runners in this race, and Pixie is 6th out of 7 at the moment, so I think that's what you can really hope for based on his pace at this circuit anyway in these trucks. So that's he's maximising his potential at the moment, and hopefully he'll find a little bit more time and join the rest of them up the front in race 3. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Icebreaker though is just absolutely, well, he's ragged, isn't he? I don't know what it is, whether he's not sure how to drive these trucks or if he's just trying to be a fan favourite, I don't know. But it's certainly not the quickest way round, is it?
Definitely not the quickest way. Maybe if it was snowing or in the wet, drifting might help, but nice dry track, you want to try and get the front in and power on. So yeah, it's quite interesting how he's handling that. Whether it's controller issues, that could be another reason, but compared to everyone else, he's like a bat out of hell.
He is, but interestingly, Stuart Davis really closed in now on Loopy McGee. He's on a 102.1 the last time round. Wow, that's compared to Loopy's 103.8. So Stuart Davis is really on the hunt here, and he's really caught Loopy. And Loopy runs a little bit wide there, although maybe that's the line he's taken through there to get a little bit more of a slingshot. But Stuart Davis really pressurising now in the closing stages. We've got another lap or 2 to go here, so it'll be interesting to see which of these 2 wins. It looks like it is going to be between these 2. It's a few seconds back to Del Boy. Del Boy though, he would be really deserving of a podium if he does get that, because he was denied it in race 1, wasn't he?
Yeah, he does seem to be in the thick of the action though, with most of the collisions, but would be a good finish for him. As Stu is all over the back of Loopy as we wait for him to come into shot. There they are. You didn't think we'd see them earlier with how big they are, but in the slipstream, surely this is the last lap with the lap times looking at it. And Stu's going up to the inside. Didn't quite break as late as Loopy, very close, but he had to get on the anchors there, and that's going to allow Loopy to scarp away a bit. But Stu's pretty fast in the middle section, it seems, so he'll probably be able to catch up to him for the final 2 corners, which Loopy got the win in the first race, so we wonder if we'll see the roles reversed onto him.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's coming to the... Oh, he's got a really out of shape there. This is going to give Stuart Davis a great run, and he has got a really good run here. Is he going to be close enough though? That's the question. As they head up now to the penultimate corner, he's in Loopy McGee's wing mirrors, trying to make himself as big as possible in those mirrors and be a distraction, and he raced a little bit earlier to get a better exit, and he's got a really good exit. Oh, and down the inside of the last corner, and Loopy McGee turns in, but it's too late. The horse has bolted on that one, and it's too late to close the door, and we're waiting now to see, coming up to the line is Stuart Davis, who's going to get the win here. So Loopy McGee maybe a little bit too deep into that penultimate corner, and Stuart Davis got an absolute fantastic exit, didn't he? And he gets the win. Yeah,
really good win there for Stu. It's definitely roles reversed on Loopy, who had the same thing happen to him as we wait for 4th place man Mike with Icebreaker behind him, who might be a bit disappointed with the instance as he's sending it across the line, with Pixie in excellent 6th, and then Matt down in 7th coming along the start-finish straight.
Yeah, Stuart Davis was quite, well, let's say his pace was a little bit subdued, wasn't it, in race 1, and maybe he's just found his mojo a little bit there, because did a 101.9 there, which is miles quicker than anyone else. Delboy there 102.9, and the rest of them were low 103s really, so yeah, not sure, track limits maybe, I don't know, bouncing off people, using others for brakes, maybe that helps.
Yeah, there's certainly interesting track limits in these, let's say, so that could have helped, but he seemed clean, and especially at the middle bit with the way he caught Lupia, definitely showed he helps. Yeah. I think that's meant to be race 3, but looks like we're in night time now as another random grid, and Pixie takes pole, bumping already as they're going up to the first corner. Bit harder to see obviously with the light conditions, but hopefully be clean. And as I say that, there's a absolute mess at the first corner. You've got icebreaker corners going around, 3 trucks involved at the rear, and now they're bumping and barging all over the shop, and still together. It's just Matt in the background, unfortunately, and I think Pixie's dropped down as well. And that's put Stu up into the lead again, so he'll probably try to Scarborough off, as that's probably the cleanest start he's had in the out of the 3 races so far. But yeah, very scruffy first corner.
Yeah, certainly. I think we've seen slightly scruffier, haven't we, in the Xbox League and the ovals we've been racing recently, a couple of the oval races. But yeah, in terms of how the PS4 guys get on, that was pretty scruffy indeed. Oh, and there's contact, big contacts. That was Stuart Davis and Icebreaker. Icebreaker just completely took out Stuart Davis there. And I was just about to say, this is great news for the championship, because Stuart Davis lost so many points in the first round. He's really starting to claw some points back here, and it will really close things up nicely. And now he's running all the way back down in 5th position. What on earth happened there?
Yeah, it's like that truck's got a big magnet on the back of it for everyone to get attracted to. He's super unlucky. He might need to... oh, and that's Icebreaker going on the old circuit in the background, looked like. It's a nice move by Mike on Loopy there. But it gets that stick. It's really good driving by him. And,
excellent move.
And we see Pixie now up to 4th, so he's regained some positions thanks to what happened to Stu. Stu will be all over the back of him now. Use that slipstream. He'll probably try and do the same move he did on Loopy, but I don't think Pixie will make it too easy. But Pixie will probably just want points, not as fast as Stu. And yeah, Stu just dives down the inside nice and easy. But Pixie's just doing his own race at the moment. I think his main rival's Matt down in 7th.
Yeah, seems like it'd be interesting to see if he puts any resistance up to Icebreaker there. I would have to wait and see. It's great though to see Delboy leading the way now. He's been quietly getting on his business. He's seen some excellent lap times from him as well. And now he finds himself leading the race just ahead of Mike. Great to see Mike up there too, because he had a bit of a subdued second race, didn't he? And after narrowly missing the win or second place in race 1 too, he's really up there, and he's got a great chance here at claiming maximum points, and it'll be good for his championship. But he runs on the grass there, and this is going to help him because Luke McGee now is alongside, and Luke McGee has passed him.
Great move.
He sees one of his key rivals move past him there. A little error from Mike, and now he's got Stuart Davis all over the back of him. So this trio here really, they're really championship rivals, aren't they, this trio?
Yeah, definitely. As you see, Icebreaker's turn now on Pixie, get down the inside, try and do what Stu did. Looks like he's just about to do it. Yeah, it makes it easy Pixie for him. As I said, it looks like Matt's his main one. As we see this three-way battle there. Stu on the inside of Mike. I think he's just got it looking at the time stream, but Mike will be fighting back, try and get the slipstream off Loopy in second, which he does get as he very forceful on Stu that pushes him over. Trying to probably get that inside line, but I think Stu's too far on the inside. But no, Stu gives it up, and Mike keeps 3rd place. That's good driving there by him.
Yeah, but he's got an excellent run here, Stu, out of turn 1. He brakes a little bit earlier to carry some more speed through the apex, and he's down the inside now. Mike leaves in room, we cut away though. Racer X cuts away to Pixie. An Icebreaker getting through on Pixie, I think, possibly. They're going side by side, and now side by side again, smashing door handles once again. It's not going to be any door handles left at the end of this race. And Stuart Davis and Mike Gunning having an absolute fantastic scrap here for third and fourth, and of course they really do need these points, a pair of them, in the championship battle. They can see Luke and McGee just up ahead there, and side by side once again now, going into the penultimate corner, into the last corner as well here. Fast left-handers, both of them, and we've seen so much action in the last couple of corners there actually, haven't we, these few races, and Stuart Davis takes that position now, the final podium position away, but there's still plenty of time for Mike to fight back.
Yeah, that last corner definitely seems like the main corner you want to line up if you want to get an overtake done, but it seems to quiet down a bit. There's a couple of gaps forming now. It looks like Loopy and Stu are the main two. Is they catching? Yeah, it looks like they're catching Del Boy up. So Del Boy went like that, as you see in the night time. Quite the cool RTR green colours on the front of them. It's quite like those neons, but. Loopy's really hauled in Del Boy, whether he took the foot off the gas a bit, but he's bringing Stu along for him, so this could be a three-way battle for the lead coming up shortly.
I don't know what it is with these trucks. They're not made for racing at all, are they? But they're absolutely fantastic. It's generating so much action here. And here we go again, three-way fight for the lead once again now. Del Boy's got his wing mirrors absolutely full, but Loopy McGee is in a very awkward position here because he has to try and attack and defend at the same time, and he's got Stuart Davis now right alongside him, coming across the start-finish line into turn 1. Stuart Davis is going to have to really breaks Luke McGee here if he wants to take this position away. Luke McGee sort of lets him go a little bit to try and get a cleaner exit, but Stuart Davis I think now has that second position, and he's got the lead now in his sights of Del Boy, who doesn't seem to have got a very good exit at all from turn 1, and trying to turn in, but it was a little bit too late, and Luke McGee takes the position back off him. Incredible stuff. And Stuart Davis trying with the cut back now. He had a little bit of a untidy exit by the looks of it, not quite the one he was looking for, but there's Luke McGee understeering now onto the grass, and we're nearly losing it, and Stuart Davis takes that position away, and Luke McGee might be under attack from Mike if he's not careful too here. Mike looking to the inside, coming down into the last bit one corner, and what's going to happen here, I wonder? Mike, takes that position from Luke. They're still side by side, incredible, the blue and the green cars going wheel to wheel here, and Mike just backs out a little bit, thinking better of it, because we know what happened last time in race 1 when those two came together in the last corner there, and now Stuart Davis is going for the lead on Del Boy. Yeah,
looks like he's going on the outside. That'll be quite hard unless he can... they're together in the barrier and Stu's around, and Del Boy just about keeps going. That's an interesting way to defend your position. That's put Stu off, and he's going across the cover. That's put... who's that on the ground? Oh, it's a mess. So that was Pick Z. He put on the grass, so not the best way to come back onto the track going in front of a car that's braking. But now Stu's all over the back of Icebreaker. That's 4th place now. So a bit of a mess there for Stu. He'll probably blame Del Boy. Del Boy will probably blame him. Pixie will probably blame him for coming back on the track. So there's going to be a lot of shouting, I imagine, after the race is done.
Yeah, a lot of banter, let's say, going on. And you have to say, maybe Del Boy forced him a little bit off there. But the big benefit of this, Luke McGee, once again leading the race. Fantastic stuff for the Scotsman there. Going round the outside, this is Pixie, is it? Trying to get past Stuart. He nearly made it then. A little bit off the track, but but Stuart Davis now is 5th position, and he's lost a lot of points here, hasn't he?
Yeah, a huge amount of points. It's not been a good event for him. I think he's had an incident in every race so far, but he's definitely one of, if not the fastest driver out there around here. He's usually doing 101s like in the second race, but it's actually harnessing all that speed and keeping it in the straight and narrows. He seems to be finding a load of instances. He's right behind Mike now for 4th. Icebreaker up to 3rd, which is brilliant for him, but it's whether he can keep these two back and then whether Del Boy can catch up to Loopy, but I think Loopy's got this now with a 6-second lead.
Yeah, unless he starts looking at that fantastic sunset, I think Luke McGee is probably going to claim this win. Yeah, he's got a nice hand. That's the biggest lead I think we've seen all evening here. And you see Mike just up ahead there, rising on board with Stuart Davis, of course. Right on the back now, Mike just needs just as many points as Stuart Davis does, to be honest, at this point, to keep in touch in the championship battle with Luke McGee, who's having an absolutely fantastic evening indeed. And Stuart Davis there, probably on the outside again, coming to turn one, probably having flashbacks of what happened last time. But Mike's gone a bit wide now, and Stuart Davis is looking for the cutback. Mike's closing the door, is he? Is just about, yeah, he's closed the door now, and Stuart has to look to the outside and try and get a better exit once again, and I think he is getting a good exit here, but Mike just about holds it this time. It's a great little circuit, this, isn't it?
Yeah, great little circuit. But looking at the radio station Stu's listened to, I think that suits him quite nicely. Slightly mad FM. But yeah,
I noticed that.
a great little race, and it's a cool little track. This I think Xbox did it, and Genetas and PS4's done it. A group done it before, and that's a huge slide by Mike. Well caught. Stu had to back off, otherwise he would have hit him. And so he didn't give him a nudge. Oh, that's a massive crash overhead. That's Delboy and Icebreaker. So they're around. That's promoted Mike up to second, Stu up to third, and it looks like Stu got a better run out of it as Mike had to avoid the incident. And I think this will be last lap now. Yeah, Stu going up on the inside, brakes a bit later, uses all the curb. You can tell these are they're in four-wheel drives. Never do that in a GT3. And that's Pixie around getting tangled with Icebreaker. He keeps going now. Be careful of Delboy up it down in sixth. So that's disappointing for Delboy, going from second, sixth with one lap left. But Stu's pulling away from Mike. But Mike should be happy with the podium. But no one could touch this man, Loopy, in the last race. He's just driven off and avoided all the chaos.
Yeah, textbook driving from Loopy McGee this evening. Great racing from him, and he claims fantastic amount of points in the championship. This is going to be crucial for him in the championship battle when it comes down to crunch time, and he takes the win here in race 3 of round 2 at Red Bull Ring. Great driving by the Scotsman. Stuart Davis, after all of that carnage, somehow ends up in second, gets a load of points ahead of Mike as well, who would be thankful to be on the podium, I'd imagine. Icebreaker as well in 4th. Pixie, probably a slightly unexpected 5th position, just ahead of Delboy. I really feel for Delboy in that one. He was leading so much of the race, and Matt, I think, was going to come home in 7th in the red machine. He hasn't quite had the pace at this track as Matt has. We haven't really seen too much of him, but he's been driving quite consistently. So hopefully he'll find a little bit more speed in the next.
Yeah, hopefully will. But that's the finishing order for race 3. Loopy taking a quite convincing win by 10 seconds from Stu and Mike, who are on the podium. Then Icebreaker 4th, Pixie 5th, an excellent finish for him. Delboy in 6th, he'll probably feel a bit hard done by that, and then Matt in 7th.
Yeah, it goes to show his speed isn't everything, is it? Stuart Davis had a lot of speed there, and he finds himself now 8 points off the lead. Actually, it's not too bad, actually, considering all the chaos. Only 8 points off Luke McGee, who's leading the championship with Mike. He was leading the championship, now he is second. Monty MC Mobo, of course, wasn't racing in this round, so he has dropped back a little bit now, but you never know what can happen later on. He's got a lot of speed as Monty. Icebreaker there now in 19 points, just ahead of Matt on 16 points. Matt's ahead of Pixie at the moment, interestingly, and then you've got Delboy and Alex Brown fighting away there. So it's really shaping up to be a great championship, this, and plenty of action so far anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely action-packed. Should be really good for the next race, I think. Do you know where the next one is? I can't quite remember.
Oh, put me on the spot there. It might be Monza. Whichever track it is, I'm sure it's going to be excellent racing, because we've seen fantastic racing already here, and yeah, can't wait for more of it, to be honest.
Yes, it should be really good, and thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe.